Yo, so what is happening, man? We're going into a new year, and I wanted to take time to do my markups as we're getting ready for the new year. I don't often clear my chart because I'm normally referencing the last 30 days of information to utilize within my chart markups and making my decisions as I'm making live decisions on trading. So I wanted to take a moment to take some time to do my markups, and you guys come along with me for the ride to see how I do my markups. The only instrument that I do trade is GBPUSD. I trade it from a futures side, from a futures perspective, as well as from a forex perspective. So if you with me on this journey, you'll see how I do my markups here. So as I'm getting ready for the new year, let's go ahead and clean out the charts, the drawings that are on the charts. I don't have too many indicators. I have a fair value gap indicator on my chart. That's just for quick reference to identify the fair value gaps. A lot of times I leave it off and I just mark them myself because all of them are not relevant. In trading, things are subjective, so it's always depends. There's always multiple layers to whatever you're considering. We'll start out our markups going to the monthly, to the weekly chart. Let's move up to the monthly first. So on the monthly, I'm going to mark off the most recent high and low of the previous full month. As you know, last month was December, and we had a lot of holiday period in that time. That is the month that tends to have the least amount of activity. So I'm going to mark off the high from October. November, and the low from November. I'm going to change my chart colors. Yeah, I'm going to change my chart colors. So hold on while I change my chart colors. Okay, we're back. So I adjusted my colors so that I'm more with a uniform look. I might change this. Just wanted to have more of a solid look to my chart, kind of clean up, because I don't really care about colors and all that, man. My chart, it'd be a rainbow of different colors.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Just as long as I, see what I need to see. Here I'm actually what I'm doing is starting my markup by looking at the monthly chart. I am marking off the month of December's high and low. I also want to make reference to the high and low of November, because November was the last pretty much full month before we had the holidays come into play worldwide on an international aspect. It tends to from that international aspect, it's that is when the major players come into the market. So now that we have marked off those, what I'm going to do is drop down to the weekly chart. So based on the weekly, you see prices pretty much starting to stall. You have a wick here, wick here, wick here. It's wicking, so it's like failing to break any higher. So on this weekly chart, I'm going to mark off the previous week's high and low as we come into the new week, right? So I'm gonna mark off here. Trying to make my templates as well. All right, so now that we have this here, all right, I have my weekly high and low marked, my monthly high and low marked, right? So based off of that, based off of me seeing this here, price is starting to break down. We had price pull up just above the monthly high, and come just above this weekly high and purge liquidity. So as the market opens up going into this new week, we might expect price to start breaking down, to come towards this fair value gap that's listed down here, and break below the monthly low. Once we break below the monthly low, it can start breaking down even more. So from there, I'll start looking at the daily chart. So as we look at the daily chart here, what I'm looking at here is this previous day here, last Friday. You had price peak above it. This was last Thursday. You had Friday's price peak just above it, and then start to break down. One second, man. The struggles of being a family man and a forex trader. You know what I'm saying? My little one was knocking on the door, trying to get my attention. But yeah, man. So where was we at? So we on the daily, and I'm looking at the fact that Friday price tried to purge liquidity just above the previous day's high, right? So like I'm gonna go ahead and mark previous daily, and let me do this here. Daily high is not as relevant, so I actually toned the visibility of it down. So we have that there. So these levels are the most relevant levels to me from a day trading perspective, right? So looking at this on the daily, we drop down to the 4 hour, and you can see here we had we still actually have a 4 hour. No, let me see. We got a 4 hour gap here. So let me go ahead and mark that here, right? All right, so now that we have a fair value gap here, we got that marked. That 4 hour fair value gap is where price came and filled in here. I was looking at the fact that the 4 hour chart is the most clean. It's the most clean looking. So we should actually get some type of reversal here, because you have the monthly high here. Price is not broken to come above that, so it could come back up here a little bit, and it may kind of linger, in this area, and then start to reverse down. But if it breaks above this point, then yeah, that might be an issue. If it breaks above that point, then it wants to continue pushing higher. But as long as it stays below that, then I would expect for it to start to break down. So as we come into the new week, new year, we're going to look for signs that price wants to continue breaking down. You actually see that Friday closed out making a bearish fair value gap right here. Price will be opening the new week within this range right here. So like I said, we can't predict price, we can only move with it. So we might get some type of push up here, which is, I doubt, I'm not holding my breath on it. So as long as I see price open up for the week and continue to start breaking down, I'm going to go into the week looking for sales to take advantage of price action as it breaks down and starts to make new lows. So that's generally how I mark up my charts. We'll start with the monthly chart. We start with the monthly chart. We take a look at where the most recent monthly high and most recent monthly low is, and take reference to that. We look at the weekly chart, look at where the most recent weekly high is, most recent weekly low is, and then we drop down to the daily chart and we take a look at where the most recent daily high and daily low is. These areas are points of reference to see which direction the price is going to continue to go. So yeah, so as we consolidate here, moving a bit sideways, we'll look for signs that we can take advantage of an opportunity. So I'm not too good at making all these videos and everything. I'm trying to get better at explaining myself, so that I can help those around me that are looking for better ways to understand the market, so that they can take advantage of the price action as well. So forgive me if I'm not clear. I'm making notes for myself, as well as just trying to get more understanding of how I can share this knowledge with someone else as well, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what's up. So that's all we have to discuss today. I'm actually going to, let me go ahead and mark up. This gap is relevant because it's on the 4 hour, so it's a bigger time frame, more opportunity for it to be a stable move, or price point that price actually pays attention to. So as we come into the new week, we might get a breakdown to come in this range. It kind of consolidates for a second, bounces up to come just out of it, and then bust through this thing. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down and we go through the monthly low, then yeah, we'll get a lot more breakdown to come within this area here. So yeah, that's pretty solid. Making my chart look just a bit more cleaner. Good stuff. All right, man. So stay tuned. We'll have more videos coming up on things that I'm looking out for, things that I'm paying attention to. I'm trying to give more tips on understanding to help others that are just coming into the Forex journey, trying to figure out how they can take advantage of price action and be able to change their lives, do something for their family, however you see fit on this. All right. So that's what that is, man.